Then the land is saturated with cults. And what is a cult? Cults. Rich, many of them. Powerful, influential, many of them. But cults. A cult is anything, any church or religion that places writings of their own on a par or even above the Word of God. You hear what I'm saying? Any religion, any church, any so-called other gospel that holds up its writings on a par with this book, that labels some book written by some of its so-called apostles as equal with the Word of God, flee that thing like you would flee a rattlesnake. It's not of God. They are false prophets, wolves in sheep's clothing. I don't care tonight how so-called intellectual or brilliant the individuals may be, or how much they say they have heard from heaven. This is the word of Almighty God. This is the roadmap. There is no other book like this book. There is no other word like this word. This is the word of God. I'm not preaching to you the word of Mary Baker Eddy, or the word of Joseph Smith, or the word of Mrs. White, or the word of Jimmy Swaggart. I'm preaching to you the word of Almighty God. For in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God.
I dare say that not a single, I know this sounds strong, but I'm hesitant to say it, but it probably is the truth. Other than the people that this ministry has touched, other than those who have tuned into this program or Francis' program or Donna's or whatever the case, Gabe, whatever the case might be, other than that, not a single solitary believer around the world, to my knowledge, has heard a message on the sin nature. And of course, there is still a lot more, of course it is, to be said, but this is the single most important material for the believer to know and understand. And you consider that, and consider that there isn't anyone out there, like I said, to my knowledge, other than those who have tuned in this ministry, who even know what you're talking about. They've never heard a message on the sin nature. They've never had their pastor to teach on it. And I know coming up in church, and the pastor that was the pastor of our church was a godly brother. He loved the Lord very much. But, I mentioned this the other day, whenever Francis and I went into evangelistic work, every city that we went into scores over 20 years of time, I would go to the used bookstore and I would look for books by some of the great Bible scholars of the past and great preachers of the past, and I bought hundreds and hundreds through the years and read all of them. I never read one single message by some of the greatest Baptist preachers who ever lived, Methodists who ever lived, Pentecostal, et cetera, never read one message, not one single time, on this all-important subject.
I'm sorry, can I make this statement? You said that earlier regarding the message that Lauren preached last night, that you doubt that there's a church anywhere out there outside of the influence of SBN that this message of the sin nature has been preached. I too have never heard of any message regarding the sin nature until this revelation was given to you. And I've been living for the Lord now a few years, and never before had I heard anything regarding the sin nature. And I still do not hear outside of the ministries that are affiliated with SBN regarding the sin nature.
Any religion, any church, any so-called other gospel that holds up its writings on a par with this book, that labels some book written by some of its so-called apostles as equal with the Word of God, flee that thing like you would flee a rattlesnake. It's not of God. They are false prophets, wolves in sheep's clothing.